wedding. Now, I don't know how good the cake was at the wedding, at my friend Joe's wedding, but at my cousin Ari's wedding, Ari and Joanna, big shout out to you, Dolgen Khan, yeah. It was upstate at her family's farmhouse, and she'd actually told me a story about this cake. That she originally wasn't thinking, they're a vegetarian or vegan, I think. They weren't gonna have cake. She just doesn't really like cake, but she talked to her mom, and her mom was like, there's this place in town that we love, and they make beautiful cakes, and it's delicious, and we'd like you to get a cake for you from there. So I was ecstatic because I had this cake, and this cake was phenomenal, okay? This was an awesome chocolate cake. It wasn't too rich, it wasn't too soft, it was firm, it was tasty, it had texture, it was mind-blowing cake. I don't think I've had wedding cake this good since my cousin Jeremy's wedding out at the San Francisco MoMA in California. It was in San Francisco. It was ridiculous. So this cake was this, and I don't particularly remember that cake, but because now I've talked about this cake at my cousin Ari's wedding, and I remember the story, and I remember eating the cake and then thinking to myself, you know what, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. But I went back for a second slice, and I shared that second slice with my mom, and that was phenomenal. So I said to myself, wait, I had a slice at his wedding, and then I had an extra slice, so I'll count that as my wedding cake for this wedding, and decided to let it go. So I feel really proud of myself for that. I did it. Sunday was a lazy day. Went and got some screenwriting done. We wrote the log line for our screenplay. We wrote the synopsis for the screenplay. We're sending it out. Again, if anyone out there in internet land knows anybody in Hollywood that wants to forward our screenplay, by all means, please let us know. We're really looking forward to doing that. We talked about another series of projects that we're considering doing. We talked about competitions. We're entering screenwriting competitions. Really excited about that. At the party, kept going. Partying that night at the wedding. Talked to my friend Joe's, whose wedding it was, his cousin, and we started hitting it off a little bit. And a friend of Joe's from New York City didn't know how he was getting back, was probably taking the train, so I offered to drive him. And then so we left at like midnight, and we hauled ass back to the city, and we got stuck in the Holland Tunnel. It was ridiculous. It was like it would take us like an hour and 10 minutes or something to get from Spring Lake, New Jersey to Manhattan. But then to go the 3 blocks to the Holland Tunnel and through the Holland Tunnel took us 30 minutes. It was ridiculous. And then through the city, dropped him off, back to Brooklyn. Had a great night, was really tired, really exhausted, pushed myself, danced, had fun, got down. When I was getting hungry and there was food served at the table, I left the table. Sometimes it was that easy. Sometimes I stood there and I kept talking to people about how it was. Then I brought my juice to the table. And I offered a couple people taste, and a couple people were like, "That's pretty good. That's actually kind of awesome. Yeah, I think I could juice. Maybe I could juice." But they didn't necessarily need to. They weren't necessarily unhealthy, but they wanted to share that experience and kind of understand what I was going through. But people were really surprised. So here I am, day 26, more than 45 pounds down, feeling great, looking great, having a lot of energy. Something I did notice, my jaw. I was having lockjaw a couple of years ago when I was having tension, and my jaw used to click. Now it kind of won't click, which is kind of good. But it's not sore. It's not painful, and because I'm not chewing. I'm concerned maybe when I start eating a lot more vegetables and fruits, when it's real food, that it'll come back. But for now, it's not. It's gone. It looked really good in the pictures. Had a really fun time at the wedding. I want to send a big thank you out to Fran, a big thank you out to the bartenders for giving me all the water with lemon squeezed into it, or with lemon twists, or orange twists, or hot water with lemon. Everything that I got there was really very good to support me. And so then lazy days over the weekend. Been staying up late. It's weird. I've been getting a big energy surge late in the day. Like now, I'm wired. It's 9:30 at night. I might be up for another 2 hours, when I want to, or 3 hours, 4 hours, when I really only want to be up for like 2 hours and go to bed, but that's been making me sleep in late in the morning, so my schedule's off and shifted. I'm having more energy than I thought I would. A little bit of juice is going a long way. It's like when I'm hungry, or I feel like I'm not full, but I want some juice, I'll have some juice, and then it's giving me more energy kind of than I want, which is weird. And, got out to my favorite juice store, Three Guys, over on 65th Street and Fort Hamilton Parkway in Brooklyn. Did another, what I think was two juicings worth of food shopping, which is 4 days worth of juice, maybe 5, days worth of juice, 4 to 5 days worth of juice, but it was only $30. So I don't know what it is, what I'm juicing. If I'm buying, maybe I'm getting really good deals there. I know on my cucumbers, I paid 10 cents a cucumber. For 10 cucumbers, it was 10 for $1. I was like, wow. Some of the stuff is good, some of the stuff's a little overpriced. Like I haven't bought their pineapple there because it's like $4 for a pineapple. And I don't know how much juice pineapple is going to make, I'm good to let it go because I know pineapple's high in sugar. So I'm not at the point where I feel like I need to go and mix it up a lot. I bought my honeydew juice. I caught my honeydew. I juiced my honeydew. That's just freaking delicious juice. I just love that. Good ripe honeydew. All right. Yeah. And fresh orange juice from restaurants and cafes in Brooklyn, really good too. Fresh squeeze, it's really good. I'm thinking about getting a citrus squeezer to squeeze lemon, limes, oranges, and grapefruits. I think that might be really worth doing in the long run. So I'm thinking about getting a separate juicer for that. All right, here I am, day 26. Still a little bit of a struggle. My sister's been very good. What she does, she's starting a whole diet thing too, but what she's got to do is she just had her, like, one of her last meals was like sushi, and so she ate part of it before she brought it to the house. Now, it's fine to bring it in the house as long as I don't know what it is. It's like, if you're not going to sit there and eat it in front of me, great, don't. But, like, there's stuff in sushi that I don't eat, like eel and squid. I don't eat that stuff anyway. So, in my head, I can just say, that's the stuff I don't eat anyway, so I don't have a problem with it. Like, I don't mind people eating pork in front of me, because I don't eat pork. But it's the stuff that I normally used to eat that it can be very tempting, especially the stuff like the specific stuff. Like I was in a cafe today, and it was tough because they make a good multigrain bagel toasted with the tuna, lettuce, tomato, and capers, and it's delicious. And I'll be able to have that one day, like by the end of the year maybe, when I get back to having protein and whole grains, fat, animal protein. And I'm looking forward to that. But right now, today, just the smell of it was taunting. It was really, really challenging. I've connected with Lynette. Sorry, Lynette, you're doing wonderful. Lynette did a 60-day juice fast, and she's doing another. I think she started a 30-day this time. Like she's committed to 30 days, and then if it's going well at 30, she's going to let it ride. And I think that's really awesome. Joe Cross says it in the video. He says if you set out to do a 10-day juice fast, and you only do 7 days, well, good on you. You got out there, you tried, you did it, and you're going to get the benefits for even that 7 days. But if you don't never try, you're never going to get anything. All right, that little part was my ad-lib, and it's not so good. I really got to work on that Australian accent. Good old Crawley gang. All right. Anyway, this is the Joe Kramer, a.k.a. Juice Man Joe, rejoining the internet world. I took a weekend off. It was very stressed. It was very high pressure. It was a lot of moving around. I did very well. Thank you so much for all the support out there. By all means, keep an eye out. There will be a viewing of Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead in Staten Island coming in October. Look forward to more information on that. But in the meantime, and a lot of this stuff is going to get edited in. I've talked to Gemma Mendelson. Hey, Gemma, thank you so much. Gemma's on vacation now. She's Joe Cross's assistant at Us and Us Media, which is the film company that made Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. And there's a chance that this video blog that they edit, that they take like all the stuff, all my raw footage, they're taking it, and they're going to edit it, and there's a chance that they're going to include that as a DVD extra. Just a chance. But what they are going to do is most likely, and what they're doing now, is editing like the first 3 or 4 weeks of my process now, 3 weeks. They're taking the footage of that, and they're looking to edit it into a weekly webisodes. So there'll be like a 2-minute. When I've been doing 2 minutes a day, they're going to do like 2 minutes a week on it. So they'll wind up with something maybe like, 18 minutes of the whole thing on me that'll have on their website that they'll be updating regularly. So keep an eye out for that. This is the Joe Kramer, a.k.a. Juice Man Joe, live from the kitchen in my house, saying, stay juicy.